if you were to build a house, what's the first thing you do? You have to build the foundation, which is a big concrete slab. It's on the ground, right? So it's a concrete slab that you can build on top of it. Now you're going to have a secure place to go. So you build out the foundation. A foundation should be 3 to 6 inches above the dirt. You should be able to see it 3 to 6 inches above the dirt. I didn't know that because I'm a builder. I had to look it up. But what happens after you build a foundation? You need to build something on it, right? You need to build something on it. You need to have shelter. You need to have a house. You need to have shelter from the elements, protection from the things that are around us. All of those things, you have to build something on top of it. But what this is saying is that a lot of people, instead of building something on top of it, instead of building on the house or the protection, instead, they keep building on the foundation, going through the exact same lessons, the exact same things that we already know because they're comfortable, because they're easy, because they're safe, but we're just building on the foundation even more. And now your foundation, instead of being 3 to 6 inches above the dirt, now it's 12 inches above the dirt. You've got a whole foot. And then you keep building on that foundation and you keep learning the exact same lessons, the exact same things over and over and over again, maybe in different ways, but it's the exact same foundational things. And now it builds up and now you've got 2 feet, then 3 feet. Now maybe you've been in church for 40 years and you've never heard anything beyond the foundational messages. And your foundation is awesome. It is rock solid. Man, that is 6 foot tall. You need a ladder to get up on top. But do you have a house? Do you have a shelter? Do you have protection from the outside? Do you have things that God really wants you to have? Or do you have just a big concrete block? Now look, some of you might also say, okay, well, a concrete block's great. I really want a strong foundation. I want the strongest foundation. And you know what? Having a strong foundation is good. You need to have those foundational things. And man, if you have a 6 foot foundation that is that tall, you need a ladder to get up. Tornadoes are going to come to your city and say, nope, I'm not going there. But would you be safe from a tornado? No, because you don't have any place to be. You have just a foundation. The foundation, which is taller and taller and taller, but you still haven't built into the fullness of what Jesus wants for you and who Jesus is. You don't know anything beyond that. And that's what this is saying. It's saying, look, you need to go beyond the elementary things, the foundational things, the things that are down here. And instead, you need to actually be building up something on that foundation. What is it that you're building on top of that foundation with Jesus? It's a huge lesson. Now, a lot of you, when you hear that, you're also probably thinking, okay, well, this is Jeremy telling me, okay, in order to build something on top of that foundation, I'm going to have to read the whole Bible and memorize all of it. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm joking. No, that's not at all what I'm saying. No. This is the thing about this, is you don't have to be a Bible nerd. You don't have to memorize every single scripture. You don't have to be a Bible nerd. You don't have to be a theology whiz in order to build something on top of that foundation. No, real life with God comes from doing. You don't have to know everything. It's not about knowing more. It's about growing more. Let me say that again. It's not about just knowing more. Being that Bible nerd, stuck in the Word constantly, just memorizing everything. It's not about just knowing more. It's about growing more. It's huge. I've met many people that can recite books of the Bible. They can recite almost word for word everything that's in the Bible. Yet they still aren't following Jesus. Where their lives don't look like they're actually following Jesus. They know everything about the Bible, but they still don't know Jesus. We look in the Bible, we see Pharisees, Sadducees, and so forth. What was the biggest complaint Jesus had of them? Look, you know all these things that are in the scripture, but you're not following them. What does that tell us? It's not just about knowing more. Should you know more? Yes, you should be going into the Bible. You should be looking at stuff. We covered that, man. Don't have a dusty Bible. But it's not just about knowing more. It's about growing more. And how do you grow more? You grow more by doing. Not just seeing what's in here and then keeping it internal and going, man, that's a great little tidbit for me. No. It's about you actually going out and using it. Deeper is doing. Deeper is doing.